Hello and welcome to another demonstration of the accelerated release technique. I have with me friend and fellow energy worker, Jen Pantella, the no-nonsense psychic medium. She is graciously allowing me to, she's volunteering to receive a demonstration of this modality. So just very quickly before we begin, a little summary of what I do. Oh, I think I didn't say my name. It's Renu Aurora. In case you don't know me already. The accelerated release technique is a modality that works with the subconscious. The idea being any issue you have right now, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, the problem itself is like a flashing light. It's like that flashing light on your answering machine. Its whole purpose and reason for existing is to let you know that there's a message underneath, that there's something, some event, something that took place that is seeking resolution. And just like that light on the machine, it's only there to get your attention. So what we're going to do is what I do is find out what's underneath, find out what that unresolved event is. We listen to the message. And once we've listened to that message, well, what happens to your flashing light on your answering machine? The light goes off. And now you don't need to have that problem anymore. So that's how it works in a nutshell. So for the purposes of the demonstration, I'm not asking Jen for whatever her problems are, because going underneath and finding out the issue can get a little complicated. There can be a whole bunch of things that need to be sorted out and seeked out. So instead, what we're going to do is actually communicate with Jen's subconscious directly and ask it if it has one particular life event that is seeking resolution. So some message that's got a flashing light, but we haven't put the two of them together. So we're not looking for the problem, we're looking for the underlying issue, and as a result, we'll take care of a problem. We just don't know what it is right now. So, y'all ready, Jen?
I'm excited. Let's see.
Me too. So, for anybody who has never seen a pendulum before, I'm just going to, if you want to follow along, when my pendulum says yes, it goes front to back. When it says no, it goes side to side. And occasionally, the subconscious will be releasing something, and as it releases a belief or just some drama, some clouds, like the ego sort of clearing up so we can get some clarity, it'll give me a counterclockwise circle, and in other times we'll be inputting new positive information, and in that case it'll be a clockwise circle. And there you go. So now you'll know what it's doing at all times. The first thing I have to do is see if I can connect with Jen. So, yep, I can see her out there. Next question is, do I have permission to access Jen's subconscious? So actually, I mean, all aspects of energy. So conscious and unconscious, physical and spiritual, as well as everything across the timeline. And you see it's doing a little bit of, it didn't go straight to a yes, which is really normal because we protect ourselves. We don't just wander around our regular old day and say, by all means, have access. There's a reason we have to ask for permission to get in. There we go. So we got that permission now. So thank you, Jen. All right. So now, before we get to work, we know we're going to work on this one significant problem. I have to ask the higher mind if it is in balance. It is. And is it going to give me permission to get to that life event? Oh, it's thinking. It's got to decide. Okay, so we got permission from that aspect. And now the ego, is that in balance? Okay. No. So is it 100% safe? No. 100% for your greatest good? Yes. 100% permission granted? Yes. 0% denied. Okay, so right now, because we want to get into a particular event, her ego has said, ooh, that's not safe. So there's something, and this is what happens all the time. This is the reason that people don't always look at their stuff, because the ego, it doesn't like us to relive things that are painful. It doesn't want to cause us any pain. So when stuff happens, we take on beliefs that allow us to continue to go through these whatever negative experiences are, and they make it okay. So if you've ever seen a person and you look at their life and you go, why on earth are you doing, like, why don't you get out of that situation? You can see it crystal clear that it's not good for them, but they literally can't see it because their ego has made it so that they can carry on, so that they can survive and be safe. And this is something we're going to encounter a whole lot during this. The ego puts the brakes at various levels. As we go in, the ego says, no! And we clear it all out, and then we get to the core. So right now it said it's not safe. Let's find out why. Is it because there's a lesson that needs to be anchored? No. Core belief to release. Yes. Any negative energy around that core belief? No. Is it one core belief? It is one core belief. Is it in 1 through 20, 1 through 10, 11 through 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Core belief 20. So this is specific to the event. Your ego believes. So you got a belief, which is why we're not allowed in just yet. So it's number 20 in the list. So what I'm going to do is we're going to read this negative belief, and as I read it, your subconscious is going to release it. So that's that counterclockwise swing. So first we're going to release it, and then afterwards, once it's out of your system, we're going to put in a positive belief to replace it. So the negative is, the world is a large, frightening, and unfriendly place. So at some level, there's this belief that the world isn't safe, which would be why your ego is saying it's not safe to talk about this life event. Okay, so that didn't actually take too long to release, so that's a good thing. The opposite says, I don't have to look at the whole world, only my part in it. I am unique. I'm here to make a difference by following my path. And I know you already believe that. There we go. So that shifted pretty readily. Okay, so now with that, is it 100% safe? So is the ego again in balance so that we can get to this event? Yes, and is it giving us permission to actually find out what this event is? It is. Again, the higher mind's still in balance, and it's still giving us permission. Perfect. All right, so now let's find out what it is. How many clues is it going to take? Is it going to take 1 clue? No. 2 clues. No. 3 clues. Yes. So it's going to take us 3 clues. It's like we're going to be distracted. I'm going to find different emotions. It's going to be like we're describing the scene in a movie. Whereas there's like whoever the different people are involved and all the different emotions. So these, whatever we find might not necessarily be yours specifically. Some of it'll be yours. Some of it'll be other people. So it's just the whole scenario we're looking for. First clue, is it in column A? Nope. Column B. Yes. 1 through 10. 1 through 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, B10. Any negative energy around B10? Good page. B10, embarrassment. Negative energy there. Okay, so our first clue is embarrassment. Let me write it down so I don't lose track. Okay, our second clue is in column B, column C, column D, 1 through 10, 1 through 5, 1, 2, 3, D3, 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 meanness, any negative energy around D3. Okay, oh, you know what? I wanted to do something else. Something new. Let me find this first, and then I'm going to do the other thing. I'll do it in a second. Third clue, column D, column E, 1 through 10, 1 through 5, 6, 7, 8, E8, new energy around E8, sorrow, any negative energy around that one. So our 3 clues are embarrassment, meanness, and sorrow. Okay. I forgot to do, so this is actually pretty neat. I just started doing it very recently, so I haven't put it together as part of my standard demo now. what we're going to do, because we were, before we started, Jen and I were talking about the law of attraction. See, what happens with these life events is when they're unresolved, your subconscious is trying, like I said, it's trying to get your attention to resolve them. What it does is, by creating patterns, you attract the same emotions, the same experience over and over again. Your subconscious is really just saying, hey, Jen, do you remember when you felt like this before? Yeah? Well, let's go resolve it. And if you don't resolve it, it creates another one and another one and another one. I want to find out what the emotions are that you're attracting. So let's do that. So actually, let's make sure that it is a pattern that you're attracting. So is this life event triggering a negative emotion cluster? Yes, it is. Is the ego in balance with us understanding what it is and giving us permission? The higher mind's in balance, giving us permission. How many emotions in the cluster is it? 1, 2. Okay. First emotion is it in column A. Column B, 1 through 10, 11 through 20, 21 through 30, 21 through 25, 21, 22, 21, B21, negative energy around B21. Grief, negative energy around that. Okay. Second one, column B. Column C, 1 through 10, 1 through 5, 6, 7, energy around C7. Inadequate. Okay. All right, so what I'm getting is there's a pattern in your life, and this is something that you're experiencing. Your ego is already trying to shift something, so you'll be able to see the pattern of the feeling of being inadequate and the emotion of grief associated with it. Is that something that you can see happening at various spaces or intervals or in different scenarios in your life?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Is this still tied to the very first part about the world being big and scary?
Yes and no. It is. The pattern is what you're attracting over and over again. The world being big and scary was the reason your ego didn't want us to find out the particular life event. So the very specifics of the life event have to do with the world being big and scary, and it's possible that it's all one great continuum.
Okay.
So it won't be, like, I wouldn't be shocked if it's all really just one thing. But the inadequate and grief, because something's still clearing. So I'm thinking it's probably going to be, you're as it clears, you're going to go, oh yeah, I see it there, and I see it there, and I see it there, right? Okay.
Yeah, I'm chronically an overdoer to make up for a feeling of inadequacy. So yeah.
Okay, and that's the feeling, and there's a grief, like, why do I keep doing this to myself?
Why do I take on so much?
Yeah, that's grief. Okay, there we go. So now we've identified the emotions. This is the pattern. So this event with the embarrassment, meanness, and sorrow is the initiating event. So now we're going to find out more about that initiating event. So that event, when did it take place? Was it during adulthood? No. Was it before the age of 15? Yes. Was it before the age of 10? Yes, it was. Was it before the age of 5? No. Age 5, age 6, age 7, age 7, age 8, age 7. Okay, something happening. Do you remember anything specific around the age of 7? The key clues: embarrassment, meanness, and sorrow. You got it, do you?
Pretty sure I got it. I was kind of leaning towards it a minute ago, and now I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. At the age of 7, yeah.
Okay, you want to share?
I'll happily.
Okay, good.
It's actually the reason that I kind of have a unfair judgment of cheerleaders. Not gonna lie. Yeah, I was raised by a single mom who did not have the finances to put me in cheering. And all of the girls, after we started at kindergarten or first grade, right around the age of 7, all the girls in my neighborhood started doing cheering except for me. And we were all playing outside, and they were all showing me all their cheering moves. And I couldn't keep up because I didn't learn it. So they were just showing it to me. And then they got very mean, like young kids do, and they ran away and wouldn't play with me anymore.
Okay.
And ever since then, I've unfairly had a negative bias towards cheerleaders.
Yeah.
I've resolved that.
All right. So now I got to put together this pattern. So the grief and inadequate. So inadequate in this case. What was the inadequacy there? Like you couldn't keep up
with cheering. Yeah.
You couldn't keep up, and that made you feel sad. That's the pattern. It's that not feeling like you were good enough to be part of this group or to whatever. And
the grief was when they ran away and
that's your pattern.
Yeah.
It's your pattern. So it's the same emotions. What you're experiencing now, it's the same emotions, it's just in a different context.
Yeah.
Like something else is letting you experience these emotions. This is the law of attraction that's finest. Like this is like at the heart of it is what I mean. So it's that event is stuck and your subconscious is recreating it in various ways and forms to let you know we need to get the original hurt out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now when you think about it, and even the distaste towards cheerleaders and all that. So when you think about the event, and this is like I was saying, it's one long continuum. This is one piece that's being attracted over and over again. I got to do one thing and make sure. So we want to find a point on the timeline where you 100% neutral and 0% intolerant to this grief and inadequate is the higher mind in balance to do so. And giving us permission is the ego in balance, and giving us permission, any obstacles, challenges, or influence getting in the way, drama. All right, do you have access to that point in the timeline? Are you choosing to manifest it? Hang on. Oh, okay, that cleared. And is there a discrepancy? And is this a result of contracts and that life event? Other contracts in there? Just the life event, and is there a contract associated with the event itself? Okay, cool. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to address the entire continuum. So we're going to talk about that specific event, like we're going to release the specific event, but actually at the same time we're going to release the whole pattern. So if you can, like I want to know when it's released, like when it's fully released, and that means released for you. So when you think about that event, the cheerleaders, the grief and all that kind of stuff, there's still some emotions tied in, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you can put yourself in that position and draw out the feelings of being abandoned, being left out, being like feeling inadequate, all that stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
And the current pattern, you can also look at different circumstances and continue to feel that inadequate grief emotion, right?
Sure.
Okay, that's all I need to know, because you're going to let me know when we're done. So, so release to resolve the contract. Is there a lesson that needs to be anchored? Core belief to release. Yes. Any negative energy around the core belief? No. Is it one core belief? Yes. Is it 1 through 20? 1 through 10? 1 through 5? 6? 6, 7, 6. Okay, so the belief you took on then, there's one belief for sure. I don't know what else there is.
Quite a few, I'm sure.
Maybe. One of them, at the very least, is I am unlovable. So that, and totally makes sense. So we just got to let your subconscious let that one go. Okay, nice and quick. The opposite says, I am worthy of love. When I find reasons and ways to love myself first, I will be able to accept and appreciate the love others have for me. Only to the amount of love that I have for myself can I attract that level of love from others. And we're just waiting for that to anchor in. Okay. So that's anchored now. Those contracts been resolved. No. So is there a lesson to anchor? Another core belief, feeling, obstacle, challenge, action, action. Is this Reiki? Is this release? Is it access bars? Yep. Is it crystals? No, so access bars only. So we're just going to cleanse and clear some access channels, which are keeping these contracts from being resolved. Okay, with that, have the contracts been resolved? No. So is there now a lesson, core belief? Oh, yeah, another core belief. Any negative energy around it? No. Is it one core belief? Yes. Is it 1 through 20? 21 through 40, 41 through 50, 41 through 45, 41, 42, 43, 44, 4, 45, 44. Okay, another one you picked up is number 44. If I criticize and judge myself first, I won't feel so bad when other people judge me. A little hard on yourself, are you?
Ding.
All right, yeah, it's taking some work to let it go.
Oh yeah, I hold that one strong.
No kidding. Look at this sucker. We'll get there. Excuse me. Yeah. And that's why I asked in the beginning to have access to all aspects of your energy. So, I mean, it can actually, it's like, all right, we're going through one area. We've just done the subconscious, the ego doesn't like this. And then the or the unconscious, then the physical or spiritual. Like it can be rooted in at so many levels. Because right now it's slowing down, but I have a feeling it's about to pick up tempo again. Yep. There it goes. So it's like it's finding out where it's lodged in various pockets of your energy. Okay, now it's slowing down again. There we go. We got that. The opposite. I release myself from self-criticism and judgment. I increase my self-worth and the value I have for me by loving and forgiving myself. I identify my strengths and weaknesses and realize no one needs to be perfect. I am a unique individual with goals, interests, and talents. When I know I have done the best that I can, regardless of the outcome, I lose interest in the opinions of others. Much better. I like that. Okay, with that, has the contract's been resolved? All right, we release them in love and light for the intention. Has the life event now been resolved? We release that from your energy of the original contract's been resolved. Release them in love and light as per the intention. Are you now 100% neutral, 0% intolerant to that emotional cluster? Awesome. All right, so think about that event and tell me how it feels now.
Silly and immature. And yeah, it feels lighter. It feels silly. It feels like one of those things like, you look back on and it's not emotionally charged so much as being, oh, kids will be kids. That's just a silly thing that kids did. It doesn't feel like
now you have to hate cheerleaders.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, like I don't have to hate cheerleaders anymore. Yeah, it doesn't feel like a stronghold. And as we were clearing it, I was realizing like this has really affected my mediumship to a certain degree, where when there's a certain personality type in front of me, I feel that I need to prove myself to them because that ego challenge.
Yeah.
And going back to that old event, and that feeling of needing to prove myself actually screwed up my gifts each time. So this has been something I've been trying to clear since I noticed it during my mediumship stuff.
Cool.
And I wouldn't have
put it
together. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now, how about, I said the stuff happening now where you feel that grief and inadequacy. Think about those particular situation that have been upsetting you. Put your mind into those now and see how those feel.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I was just talking about. Yeah,
Oh,
when
you're
I
talking about you're a step ahead of me.
yeah, sorry.
No
Yeah,
worries.
when approached with certain personality types
Okay.
during my readings now,
Hmm.
the old stuff came up emotionally, tweaked my ego, and messed up my gifts. So there was certain people that I really, really struggled to read because of that old stuff, and I never put it together until now.
Very cool. All right. So that's a demonstration of the accelerated release technique. So now you know what it's like. And if anybody's interested, it's super easy. You can learn to do this yourself.
Yeah, I'm amazed. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun, and it's gotten better and better. Like anybody who's gone through like some of the older demos, I struggled a lot more. But now I've learned so much, and now it's just like right there, right there. We just get to the course super duper fast, and we can let this stuff go. There's no need to keep attracting these patterns. Um, and yeah, so as I was saying, I'm actually offering a workshop June 16th to 18th for anyone who wants to learn to do this themselves. Otherwise, get in touch with me and we can just do a session. You can experience it all, the whole thing, this and more.
Is the workshop going to be in person?
Yes, it is in person. It's here in Mississauga. It's 3-day intensive because there's a hands-on component. I mean, I have people who come in who have never picked up a pendulum before in their life. Um, and I teach a whole bunch of other stuff. I teach muscle testing and a little bit of use of dowsing rods. So there's a physical component to it. Plus there's a heck of a lot of practice. So we set off into teams or pairs so that you can work on each other and help each other through it and that kind of thing. So it's not really something you want to do, just by your own in front of the computer. So hands-on is the way to go. And yeah, and if you want to reach me, www.healfromyourpast.com. That's the way to find out how all this works. So I guess that's all for now. Thank you so much for doing this for me, Jen. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.
And stay tuned for the next demo.
Yay!